because I couldn't get the clutch right. And watching people do the video, especially if you don't know what you're doing, watching people do videos on how to do the clutch right doesn't, for me anyway, didn't really go over well. So what I used to do when I was in the course, I would hold the clutch in, start to rev the bike, start hearing it get loud, and then just let the clutch go. And doing that kicked the bike every time. I would let it go, and the bike would kick, and then it'll stall. And I'd do it again. I started letting it go loose, let it go, bike would kick, stall. And so I think from at least from the MVA standpoint, I think if you stall the bike, you fail. And I was stalling all the time. I mean, people would stall every once in a while. Some people would stall every once in a while. But I was stalling 5-6 times in a row. And then I finally get it, and I'd be riding around, and then for some reason I would have to pull the clutch in. Some reason or another I would have to pull the clutch in, either the brake or whatever, and then I go again, and I'll stall the bike. And I just kept doing that. I was doing it for the first day, and then the second day I was still doing it. And so I'm thinking yo, there's no way I'm gonna pass this. And I'm still thinking I wasted my money, or at least when I fail this, I'm gonna have been wasting my money. $350 in the hole. It took me until about half the day, because we did the box that day too. And if you know anything about the MSF course, then most people do pretty poorly on the box, because it's all about clutch control, and you're doing real tight turns, you're doing a figure eight inside the box and all. And that was the main thing I was worried about. As long as I could stop stalling, then the clutch control part is going to be the hardest part. And since I'm stalling, I'm obviously not that good at clutch control, So it gets to a certain point where the instructor yells at me. It's don't take your hand off the effing clutch. And so after he told me that, and I just started standing on the clutch, I started riding the clutch all the time in first gear. Everything was fine for the most part. So halfway through the day he says that to me, and I start actually listening to him, and actually trying to keep my hand on the clutch and riding the clutch and all that. So I started to stop stalling, and then we had the test. So I get nervous again, because we just finished doing the box and all that stuff, and I didn't do that great. I didn't do a real bad job, but I think I went outside the line a couple of times and all that. So I wasn't too sure of myself, So we do the test. First things up, the box. And they did it in alphabetical order. And I think they did in alphabetical order with the first names. So I'm in Drew Hill Park right now, just so you know. Ninja, I think I saw that guy. So the first things up is the box. I start to do the box, and I don't stall. I ride up in there. I'm thinking to myself, man, okay, just keep your hand on the clutch. Just keep your hand on the clutch. Keep your hand on the clutch. Thinking about that the whole time. Ride the clutch. through the box, perfect. I didn't stall. I didn't put my foot down. I didn't go outside into the lines. It was just absolute perfect. Okay, absolutely perfect. And so then, I'm starting to feel better about myself. So then we go to the next one. The next one is the weave, where you gotta, like, it's supposed to be a bus in the way, and you gotta weave through some cones. And you start off far away. You ride first, kick it up to second gear, dodge, and then brake. So once again, I'm pretty much up the front. I'm like either third or fourth up. I do that one, thinking to myself, keep your hand on the clutch. Keep your hand on the clutch. I ride the clutch, let it go too fast, or at least let it go too far out the friction zone. Bike stalls. No, that's not what happened. What happened was, I was in first. I went to go to second. I braked. I think I broke. I hit the brake. No, I didn't. I just pulled the clutch in. Turned the throttle down. Pulled the clutch in. Switched gears. And then went to drive again. And I released it too long. The bike cut off. Okay? So the bike cuts off on me. I look up at my instructors. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. I was just fine. You know? So then they tell me to start over and go back in line. And nobody else is going to go until, I finish what I'm doing. So I do it again. I saw the bike up. Power walk it back in the line. Start to go again. Right off the line, I stall it. Then I stall it again. Then I stall it again. Then they tell me, shift down. So this whole time, I'm like, after the first time, I was in second gear. I wasn't paying no attention to it. So I get myself out of second gear. And I do it again. And this time, I do it. Get out of first gear, go into second gear. Do the weave, brake, drive back to the spot. Everybody's like, man, what you doing, man? You was just there. I'm like, I know. So then the next one was, what was it? It wasn't a quick stop. Quick stop, I think, was the last one. Maybe it was a quick stop. Yeah, it was a quick stop, probably. So I ride a quick stop, shift up to second gear. I go past the line, hit the brakes, and the only thing I hit the brake on was the rear brake. Right? So it takes me longer to slow down, of course. I shift down, though, like I was supposed to. So I was in first gear when I stopped. But then I realized, right before I got to my end, there you go, dirt bike. Right before I got to the end, I realized it, and I pulled the front brake. Well, I pulled the front brake hard. It made me stop hard, and I also twisted. I think I stopped hard, and I twisted the steering column. I twisted the handlebars. There we go. And because I twisted the handlebars and stopped, the bike almost fell. And I almost dropped the bike. And so I had to hurry up and grab the bike. And when I did that, I let go of the clutch, and the bike cut off. So I stopped, almost dropped the bike, and then the bike cut off on me. And so I stopped the bike just in time, just in time for the last bit, so I didn't get any points on that. And then the last one was where you ride up, you hit the curve, then you hit the hard right-hand curve, and you gotta stay inside the lines while you're doing the turn. And then after the turn, you pull up to some point and stop, and then you wait for the instructions, and then you drive back off. So I do that, ride around, and right before I get to the first turn, the first right-hand turn, to go to the straightaway, I kick it up to second gear, and instead of kicking it all the way up to second gear, I kick it up to neutral. Lucky for me, I noticed in time that I was in neutral. I heard the sound. I wasn't really going anywhere, and I could hear my revs going up extra high. So then I hurried up and kicked it back up to second, run around the corner, and when you had to get to, as you finish the straightaway and you're about to make the hard right, that's not really a hard right, but the other right-hand turn. After I got to that point where I had to make the next turn, I think you had to drop down the first. I think. So at that point, dropped down the first, slowed down, made the turn. Turn was perfectly fine. I was going the speed I was comfortable in, and also I was doing a right-hand turn, so nothing to really be nervous about. But I wasn't staring at the ground, but I was looking the way I would if I were using a car, which is not the right way of doing it. Just like that turn wasn't the best turn right there. But and so part of that one is that you have to look into the turn, which I didn't do, and then I did it slow. I was supposed to do it at a faster pace. But then that's all good. So I did that. I passed the test, and I got 6 points on my test. So that's my experience with the MSF course. And since that day, well, it took a while, but after I wrecked the bike and stuff, I've gotten a whole lot better. Doing turns, harder turns, faster turns, all that stuff. Not really nervous about it. I should have made that turn right there. But yeah. And the fact that it seemed rushed. I remember thinking that to myself that, oh man, this is too fast. I'm not gonna remember this stuff. And then when you get on the road and you start riding around, even when you first get on the road and you start riding around, you start remembering all that stuff. Everything just starts coming back, which is good. Which is really good. Alright, well, that's the end of my story. I guess that's the end of my I need to start sifting down. That's the stop sign. That's the end of my motor vlog. I need to stop hitting it damn speed bump so damn fast. Okay, so yeah, that's the end of my motor vlog today. See you guys later.